Afternoon, Courtney Scott here with Knowledge Well Media. Hey, just wanted to weigh in. First of all, today is September the 26th, 2017. The eclipse must have shaken something loose. But anyhow, I just wanted to weigh in on the topic that seems to be flooding the media, both social and mainstream, and that is the topic of the NFL players kneeling uh, during the national anthem. Now, hopefully you can hear me good, but anyhow, um, I didn't really want to get involved in it because I know the agenda behind it. And if any of you are following me on Facebook, you see I've made posts there kind of elaborating on that. But yeah, I see it all as a huge distraction. It's just another ploy to divide the people of America. You had the Black Lives Matter. You had the Ku Klux Klan and the radical white supremacists and all this stuff, and you had all the race issues. You had the election of Donald Trump being highly controversial. You had all kinds of things, and it's just agitating to the point of conflict. It's the Hegelian dialect, you know, get control out of chaos or order out of chaos. It's the same thing. They're just amping up a little bit here, and so we need to realize that. But if as far as my opinion goes on the matter, though, it doesn't really matter whether they kneel, whether they sit, whether whatever. It doesn't really matter. In the end, everyone's claiming their First Amendment rights, which is due all of us in the United States. So what good is it going to do to argue with the people that want to participate in this type of display? What good is it going to do? I say this, that there are things that are going to be coming out and things that we are going to learn about our country that we thought we knew and could never imagine. I mean, over the past few months, maybe 6 months or so, I've learned so much about the supposed United States history, the versus the American history. There's been things we've been taught that is not accurate, that things that are not accurate throughout history. And obviously there is a shadow government that is hiding the truths and trying to keep things from coming to light. I've learned so much about the law system, the legal system, and how that is actually set up. Most of us have no clue about the real legal system of the United States. Most of us don't even realize that there is a difference between the United States, capital all caps United States, versus the Americas, as in the territory of America, the landmass of America. They're not one and the same. I mean, so I've really been awakened on that on that information as well. So there's a lot more is going to unravel. You're gonna find some things about history that they're gonna blow your mind. So we don't have the full truth, and if it happens to be that these NFL players and those that are following along on the boycott of the national anthem, if you will, if it turns out that they knew something and did studies on some things and found out some of the things that I've found out, then what patriotism, be fine, be patriotic and things like that, but don't be a sheeple. Don't be dumbed down. Don't just go with everything that the mainstream media has put out there. Slavery, as far as I know, has always been an issue, and it probably will always continue to be from here until the end of all time. Because it was an atrocity. It was something that happened, and it's something. It's not that we should beat each other up about it, but it is something. It's part of our history, and so there's recognition and days and months of recognition for things that have gone on, both good and bad, in our country. And so I don't think that we should try to dispel or try to get rid of that history just because it's unfavorable or it's uncomfortable. It's something that should be talked about, discussed openly. It does no good to just hide things and sweep them under the rug. Now, with that being said, I don't believe in using things as a crutch. I believe in standing as a man or a woman, well, obviously not stand as a woman, but you know what I mean, for things that I believe in and things that are right. So all of this, like I said, first of all, it's just a huge distraction. It's just to get us divided and keep us divided and keep us looking and pointing fingers at each other. And it's really not meant for any good. So they are accomplishing exactly what they set out to do. And by they, I mean the elitist and the shadow governments and those bureaucrats that work behind the scenes to agitate the American people. So first of all, as long as you know who you are and you know why you fight for, what you stand for, that's all that really matters. We are never supposed to try to change the mind of a fellow human. It's not our job to do. If you read the Bible, you'll see that Christ himself never came forcing anything. So what makes you think that because you disagree with what someone chooses to do or how they choose to act, what makes you think that you have the right to force your beliefs on them in the first place? So if you pay close attention, you'll see that even that is part of an agenda, because now it's like, it's two sides fighting each other, and then you get the majority of the people on your side, and then you use that strength and that power that you've accumulated because you got people like-minded and agree with your point of view, and then they all gang up together on the few or on the minority. Doesn't that seem a bit counterproductive? Excuse me. Counterproductive? Doesn't that seem like where we've come from, where the majority picks on the minority? Remember back in grade school when the class or someone in the class makes a joke, and then the rest of the kids kind of piggyback on the joke, trying to be part of what's in, and that one person is sitting there hurt, crying, and feeling like the world is against them, what we call bullying. So why would we perpetuate? Why would we do that very thing just because, there are a few that want to stand on what they believe in? I say let it be. Let it go. Let the game go on. Play the game. And, everyone practices their freedom. We are supposed to live, Americans are supposed to live according to the common law. The common law, the only two laws of the common law is to do no harm to your neighbor and do no harm to your neighbor's property. Let's not lose sight of that, because all else is encroaching on another man or woman's freedom. Let it ride. Why don't we focus on the things that are important, like getting our country back from a tyrannical government? How about that? Putting all these foolish things aside. And how about this? How about let's push this agenda? Americans are not racist. We're not racist. We tend to be like sheep and follow after agendas that are put out over the mainstream media. But we're not racist. Americans are not racist. All right. So, anyways, like, comment, subscribe, share, and we'll be seeing you again. I'll try and stay on top of more topics and things like that. But life gets you busy sometimes, and you just roll with the punches. But Americans not racist. I don't believe it, and I hope you don't either. All right. This is Courtney Scott with Common. I'm sorry. This is Courtney Scott with Knowledge Well Media. All right. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.